Hey guys, today I want to talk a little bit about clothing and shoes in the Philippines and socks and all that good stuff. And the reason why I'm going to talk about it is this. A lot of the sizes over here, you're going to find that you take a bigger size in the Philippines. If it says extra large over here, guess what? You're going to take a XXX large, or something like that. And with shoes, I'm finding the same. I usually take about an 8.5 or a 9, and over here I take about a 9.5 or a 10, and that's even from Western shoemakers. So I don't know if what it is with the shoe size, but I do notice I take a bigger shoe size over here, and that's in the U.S. size. So I don't know what's up with that, but when I go to like Merrill or Sperry or any of the shoe places, with the exception of Payless, I find that I take an extra size bigger. Otherwise, the shoes won't fit or whatever. But one of the things I want to talk about over here is sales, okay? And they have some really, really good sales over here on shoes. Merrill has good sales. Sperry has good sales, and they're usually 2 for 1. So you get 3 pairs of shoes for the price of 2, and sometimes they're already on sale. And you can get a really, really good pair of shoes that's going to last you a long time. The other thing is, guys, when you're over here and you're out shopping, there's this brand of socks. They're called BioFresh, and I believe they put silver in them or copper in them. I believe it's silver, though. I want to say it's silver, okay? And let me tell you something about these socks. If you have any type of foot odor or you sweat a lot in your feet, these socks prevent your feet from smelling because it kills all the bacteria all around your feet, and it prevents you from getting like foot fungus, things like that. So it's really, really good to have. So if you have any type of foot fungus or athlete's foot or anything, it's good for that. It helps with that and they're called BioFresh, and you can get the short ones. Like if you wear like a topsider type shoe, you can get the short socks that go up to the top of the shoe or whatever. You can get BioFresh in the bigger socks too if you want to wear larger socks. Most people around here don't. They usually wear the smaller, lower cut type socks, either above the ankle or below the ankle. Okay, but it's a good thing to do is to invest in those socks because they're really, really worth it. They tend to last a lot longer, and they're very, very comfortable too. And I really like those socks because I like having as much skin exposed as possible, just because it's cooler rather than wear high socks and be sweating and stuff like that. Because when you're in the Philippines, you're gonna be sweating a whole lot. Trust me. And the good thing about those socks is they keep you fresh. They really do keep you fresh. I mean, you could wear those socks probably 2 or 3 days in a row. They're not gonna smell because it just kills off all the bacteria. Not that I'm gonna wear my socks for 2 or 3 days in a row, but I'm just saying that to show you that it kills off bacteria. So it does help with like foot issues if you have fungus or athlete's foot or anything like that. It's going to help prevent that, which is a good thing over here because in tropical countries, you tend to get more foot issues, okay, more funguses and things like that. So you just want to stay on top of that. And that's one of the things that will help you with that. The other thing over here, guys, is when you see something over here that fits you, because pant sizes are hard to find over here. Like if you take a 38 waist, it's a hard one to find, or 40 or 42 or 44. If you're a big guy, those are going to be hard to find over here. So when you see them, grab them, because you might come back a week later and guess what? They're gone because everybody's out looking for them. So when you see those sizes, grab them. You're also going to see that a little bit in shoes too. The big sizes for Western men, they just don't tend to. They tend not to have those sometimes. Now, the bigger stores like Sperry, Merrill, Payless shoes, you won't have a problem finding your shoe size. But like if you go to these off-brands type places, or if you go to like a Filipino type shoe place, you're probably going to have a harder time finding your size a little bit. And guys, stay away from the markets. These markets where you see like sneakers, like the flat type sneakers. If you see those type of shoes out there and they look really, really comfortable and you say, man, those look like Skechers or whatever, those look really nice, and they're for like $3, $5, $6, over here, obviously that's going to be in pesos. I'm putting it out there in dollars. But I'm saying when you see that out there, you see those in the markets, a really cheap pair of shoes, stay away from those because they're junk. They're junk. They're just no good. I bought a pair of those. I was lucky if they lasted 3 days, literally, and it wore a hole in the bottom because the sole on the shoe was so thin. It was like paper thin that when I went to get out of a tricycle one time, and the tricycle was just barely moving, it put a hole in the bottom of the shoe because I skid my shoe across the pavement for like probably about a second, and it put a hole in the bottom of my shoe. So that'll tell you how much they're worth. They're worth about $1, if that. And I wouldn't even buy them. They're just not worth it. The other thing is, guys, sales on clothing here. SM always has sales. And just wait out the sales, guys, when you go to buy clothes over here. It's the best thing you can do is to wait out for a sale. Because some of these sales, they're really, really good sales. And also these stores, when you're walking around to the malls, if they don't have a sale going on, wait a week or two, or wait for the next month to come in. Almost guaranteed, if it's a brand name store, they'll have a big sale. But most of the stores here, they know that Filipinos are not big spenders, but they like to have brand name clothing. So Filipinos wait for the sales, and then they go out and they like to have like one polo shirt, let's say, or maybe a Wrangler pair of jeans or Levi's pair of jeans or whatever. They want to have that stuff, but they can't afford it. So when it goes up on sale, they'll buy a pair just so that they can say that they have a pair of Levi's or a pair of Sperry shoes or Merrell shoes or something like that. They'll go to places like Payless because Payless has cheaper shoes, but they know it's not a brand name shoe. They know brand names. It's just that they wait out the sales and then they go in and buy then. So like when you come over here, if you want to have your buck go a little bit further, then guys, watch out for the sales. I'm telling you, you got to be like a real shopper over here because you let your money go further. And what I do is I wait for those 2-for-1 sales like at Sperry, or I wait for a deal 50% off at Merrell or 60% off or something like that, or a Regatta to get a nice stuff. Or I look for sales even on Lazada sometimes. But anyway, guys, I want to put that out there, kind of help you along with clothing over here in the Philippines because it's worth it to always wait. It's always worth it to wait for the sales, and just shop around. I don't like to shop in the markets. I don't like to get knockoff clothing because it's not going to last, guys. You see the knockoff clothing in these markets. It's not real. When you see Nike and stuff like that, 90% chance it's not real. Actually, probably 95%. Sometimes you might get lucky and you'll see the tag in the back and it'll say, that it's really branded. They probably got it like factory seconds or something like that. But the majority of the stuff is just junk. Yeah, you can wear it. It's okay. It's good for kicking around the house or whatever, or going around town or whatever. But if you want to go someplace and you really want to look good, and when you buy brand name clothing, usually they're using better fabric. It's made better, and you get what you pay for. And that's what I always tell people, because I notice that my shoes, when I buy good shoes, they last me a long time. And like I did the video about Sperry before, and I had a pair of Sperry's for like 10 or 15 years before, and it was like I love those shoes, and I wore them every summer. I had those for a long time, and then finally they just disappeared. I don't know what happened to them, but when you buy good things, they tend to last a lot longer, and that goes with it just about anything, even with tools or what have you, cars, like if you buy a good Toyota, it's going to last you a long time. Even the cheaper Toyotas actually last you a long time compared to like one of those cheaper Yugos or something like that. It's obviously going to last you longer, So that's why I say go for that. Catch them on sales. Do it that way. It's just the best way to go. And over here, guys, you're going to find those sales more often than you will back home, I think. Because if you shop around and know what you're doing, you're going to find some decent clothing at decent prices over here. Because they know they're targeting a different market that doesn't have the money like most Westerners do over in Europe or in the United States or in Australia. So they got to let the clothing go over here for a little bit cheaper than what they do in the Western markets. And you're lucky that you get to be over here and get some of that. You get some of that that discount over here that's directed towards Filipinos. So use it, shop it, like make the best of it, because it's there, and it's good for us, especially us retirees, or who are on smaller incomes or whatever. Remember, when you, like I said, when you buy something that's branded, it's probably going to last you longer because of the material it's made from and the way it's made, versus the cheap T-shirts and stuff like that don't last you that long. They might last you a year or whatever. It's made out of different material. It might not even be cotton or something like that, and it just doesn't last. You look at a polo shirt, it's a little bit thicker, it's made nicer. It's just, you get what you pay for. But anyway, guys, God bless, take care, and be sure to like and subscribe, guys. Thank you.